All right, we here. Everything black. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Let's get started. Let's not wait. America, the government is trying to starve America. Look like this is the government starving America plan. All right, let's get started.
And this morning, we want to speak specifically about the millions of American families that are going to feel real hardship and if drying up. And have no one less than the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, who's in charge of that program, that will speak directly to that issue. But I want to begin first with just a word of sincere gratitude.
Let me say this. You see how they trying to talk like it's pitiful and they're hurting. I don't believe them. I don't believe it. Guys, it never should have got this far. You never put Americans at risk like this. You don't know where people are in their struggle to achieve greatness in America. Sometimes people are going through sacrificing this and that so they can achieve better. You know what I'm saying? So you don't put this kind of pressure on Americans just so you can get a bill passed, just so you can get your agenda passed. But this is how serious they are. This is how serious they are about it. They don't care if American families starve or not. You know what I mean? You got different governors trying to push emergency funds. So if they're using the emergency fund, what happened if we have a disaster? Now you don't have nothing. Now you really pinching. So they taking American emergency funds to give the people for the SNAP benefits. They giving it to food banks. You know what I mean? Like you have to go directly to private funding food banks. And they don't give you but barely enough. And sometimes they don't give you what you want. You don't have a choice. This is stuff you just gotta eat. So let me continue.
Across this country, we've got millions of federal workers who have been showing up at the office every day without pay. This has drug on for a month now. Those federal workers have shown up for a month straight, not knowing when or if their next paycheck will be delivered. They're doing their jobs and they're doing it valiantly.
So you got people going to work without pay just so they can talk about issues about health care. Now, that's the Democrat point of view. The Republicans' point of view is that we got the votes. We just need five Democrats to be exact, to come on over. Let's go ahead and fix it where at least the federal people can get paid and the people can get their benefits. But oh no, the Democrats don't want to do that. They saying your health care is more important than your damn stomach or your paycheck right now. What kind of upside down bullshit is that? Now let me let them finish talking. The Republicans, it's no better. If you allow this to happen when if you got a system where you can, y'all override shit out of let me say this. The system over the white supremacist system, they override shit all the time. And each party will say, this person is doing that and that person is doing that. But they have the power to override shit. They only need 5 Democrats and they already got 55 fucking senators who done voted or whatever. At least 55 or at least 50, right? And all they need is 5 Democrats. Hell, that's the majority right there. Let the majority win. Bam, let's go and get this shit moving. don't sit up here and hold America hostage because you can't get 5 stinking Democrats to come over. Now that's the Republicans' fault right there. They need to just forget this vote shit. And when it come to people starving or people getting hungry, especially kids, y'all need to have a system to override that. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. This shit they doing is not how it's supposed to be done. It don't even supposed to get this far. But because we under the system of white supremacy, you see it gets that far. And all they doing is playing this blame the Republicans, and then the Republicans blame the Democrats. They do that stuff while people are not getting checks, while people can't feed their families, while people are making honest living. Now they have to struggle to do it because these people here are flipping the game, playing games back and forth. Anyway, let me let him say a few words, and we're gonna go to the Democrat.
While the Senate Democrats simply refuse to do their job. Their most simple and basic responsibility is to keep the government in operation so that we can keep the services flowing to the American people and keep the country moving. But they're not doing that. So we just want to say to these federal workers, like the hundreds of civilian employees who are also spread throughout the country, like the ones in my district, for example, at the Bain Jones Army Community Hospital down at Fort Polk, or a big Army base there. We just want to say thank you for your diligence, for doing your job, for your service to the country, even though Democrats are withholding your paycheck. They are shameless in doing so.
So I think it's a punk move to blame the other people when they're weak. The Democrats don't have enough power to do nothing. The American people have voted Republicans in. So y'all need to overstep this kind of bullshit, especially when it comes to people starving. You dig what I'm saying? They need to overcome this type of bullshit. So let's get off of them because they just gonna do the blame game. Now let's go over here to these crooked ass Democrats. Let me go over here to them. Oh, I don't have no music on. Get my stage set up for these Democrats here. Now, this is why the Democrats are so fucking crooked. They go and get the church people involved. They go get your faith-based people involved because a lot of people believe in the religion stuff and they follow this. So if they put God in it, they'll think that the people think that God is on the Democrat side. So because they go get the faith-based believing folks. And they lead y'all right down into shit. That's why all Democrats areas are shitholes. When they run things, if the Democrats are in charge, the area is shitholes. And when the Republicans run things, they take care of the wealthy side of town. They flourish. And the poor people still have the shitholes. The only way the Republicans will go to the black side of town is to clear out the crime. That's all they want to do is just clean the crime up. We can clean the crime up. We can do a little bit better on fixing our hoods, fixing our neighborhood up, our suburban area. You see what I'm saying? This is how they play the game. Now the Democrats jump and go get clergy folks to pray off of your weakness. You're already weak. Now they praying off your emotions because a lot of people are very emotional when it comes to religion. Take these demons out.
Partisan issue, it's a moral issue. And standing on the side of the health care of everyday Americans is the right place to be. Fighting to make sure that no one in this country, the wealthiest country in the history.
Now, see, they always talk about this healthcare. People, it's not just about healthcare. It's about them getting immigrants covered in this healthcare. When this next dude get up here, he gonna explain what it's really all about. Now watch this trickery language with this healthcare crowd. That's not why they standing against. So you rather have people to have healthy healthcare, but you will watch them starve just to get it. That's what y'all doing, Democrats. Y'all watching America starve just so you can push a healthcare bill, which is the healthcare gonna go up regardless. Because when you guys was in y'all 20s, y'all didn't care about healthcare. All you legislators and Congress people, when y'all was in your 30s and you saw your folks up when they were older, you didn't care. But soon as it's time for you to get healthcare, now you care. And you push that down on the young people like, okay, we can starve y'all, we can take your check so we can get healthcare. But you probably won't be able to afford it no way. Whatever job you're on, it doesn't matter. The cost of living squeeze all that out, and then now you can barely afford to go. Even though you have health care, you can barely afford to go, and you can barely afford to pay the premium. So it's a no-win situation, really. But they're making you starve to get it, to get into this no-win situation. Even though it's shooting out the roof. And the main reason why it's shooting out the roof, you got a bunch of immigrants on it, pushing it all the way up. Because when you go to the doctor, be honest, who you see in there? When you go to the hospital, who do you see in the hospital? Immigrants, people, undocumented workers who are only supposed to be here, running up the healthcare bill. And the only reason they let them on it because they get more premium. The insurance company want them because they get more premiums. And it shoots the healthcare to skyrocket, which normal Americans who live here or born here can't afford it.
Of the world should go hungry in America. That's not a partisan issue. It's the right place to be. In every faith tradition, as we will hear. So we're so thankful for their moral leadership, thankful for the moral clarity that they've brought to this issue, thankful for the inspirational wisdom and vision that was imparted to us as members of Congress, standing on the side of the American people. And it helps to continue to fuel our efforts.
How are you standing on the side of American people? How are you standing on the side of American people when you sit up and you would allow the American people to go hungry? You would allow us to use our last line of defense, which is the emergency funds. That's the last line. Now, if we have a catastrophe, or we have some kind of major hurricane or tornado or war even, we're in trouble. That's what they're not telling people. But why would you go that far when you got people not even getting a paycheck and they defending the country, or they making sure the country keep moving? And you don't pay them? You tell them to wait on their check while y'all sit up here and get paid? When it's time for y'all to get paid, that lets you know what type of government we have. That's what lets you know what type of system we have. This is the system of white supremacy. And they calling the clergy with mixed colors to make you think you're a part of this. You're not a part of this. Because if you was a part of this, they wouldn't be coming down on us the way they're coming down on us. You would be able to get your paycheck while the government keep turning. If they really cared, they would say, okay, fuck all this. These people don't need to be starving while we make dumbass decisions.
To stay the course. This is not a fight for Democrats or Republicans. It's a fight for the American people.
And that's a big ass lie. It's not a fight for the American people. Man, you starving American people. You are starving American people. You taking away their paychecks. You taking away their stamps. And you say you care about poor people. That's a goddamn lie. On both sides. Because y'all wouldn't let it get this far. It's not supposed to get this far. I understand if y'all pushing and pushing and pushing, but when it comes to stop giving people their checks, and they already living check to check, yeah, you got a bunch of federal workers living check to check. Just because they work for the government, they ain't rich. A job means just above broke. And these people are stopping those people checks. And they stopping the poor people stamps that they need. Let me move past this guy. This is Jeffrey. This is your leadership, Democrats.
Policy violence. From folks from West Virginia and
I'm trying to get to this dude I want. Yeah, this guy here.
We heard the leader.
Now this guy marched with King them, and he ended up selling out the black folks. This man is a sellout. He claimed he for the poor people, and then he go around to different places dragging his ass, you know, because he's older. And I'm not tripping with him because he's an older guy. But I am tripping with him because he's been behind these bullshit policies forever. Instead of him claiming the black people, he claimed the poor people because he wants to include everybody. But we don't want to get the bottom end of that stick. Okay? Black people, we need to stand for black agendas, black empowerment, reparations for the foundation Black Americans. That's what we need to stand up. Quit jumping and giving these people y'all vote for them to do you harm, for them to keep chaos and crime in y'all neighborhood, and then gentrify you and move your ass out. That's all they do. For the last 50 years, these black leaders, the black leaders in these so-called congressmen, the Senate, the House, these congressmen and congresswomen for black people, they don't have no power, but they have the power to keep us down. They only have a yes, sir mentality. And whatever the corporations tell them, that's who putting money in their pocket, these corporations. That's the lobbyists. Those are the corporations that are putting money behind them and make them stand up there when they know that they're doing an unjust thing to American people. They know they are. And they use religion. I'm telling you, all this religion shit, it ain't like it used to be. I mean, look, religion was a strategic plan where black people got together and thought the thing out so that we can get better results for each other. And then at some point we tried to include everybody. We can't include everybody. Every time we do that, they turn against us. So we have to stand up for our agenda. Quit running up there. Man, they gonna do bad to the people, the handicapped people. Man, they gonna vote a bill in to keep this person down or that. Forget that. What are they doing for black people? Oh, nothing? Okay, we won't do nothing. Let them out. Let the whole shit fall apart. But cut the check. You do what I'm saying? Oh, man, they finna bomb over there and what's... Okay, it don't matter. Cut the check. Black people, we need our own agenda. We need to get our stuff pushed. Quit running up there giving them y'all vote. Y'all don't have to vote either way. You don't have to vote Democrats or Republicans. You don't have to do that. You stronger when you hold it and say, hey, if you want my vote, give me an agenda. Give me black empowerment. Give me an anti-black hate crime bill. Give me my reparations money. Cut the check. Like Jason Black said, and the whole, and Tariq and Professor Black Truth, you know, all the black media. Afro Elite, we got, I forget the rest of them name, but anyway, y'all know them when y'all see them. You know black empowerment when you see it. You know, I'm just giving my little voice in there. Okay. These people are detrimental to us. They mean us harm. They don't care. They pretend they do. You don't let it get to where people can starve. You don't mess with people, play games with this with people. Let it get down to people not being able to put food on the table, and you expect them to, y'all are going to vote for these people now that they done let it get this far? You're going to turn around and vote Democrat, and they only need 5 people so you can get a check. 5. Now watch what this man going to say.
In the fight for health care and the fight against this big, deadly, ugly, destructive bill, declare some words that we've used in the movement, that something is wrong when you pray, P-R-A-Y, at the opening of Congress, and then you pass policy violence that prays, P-R-E-Y-S, on the very people that faith tell us ought to be the central concern of government and policies and not the last. We've come here today thinking about and lifting up the 140 million poor and low-wage people in this country, 43% of our nation adults, 51% of our children, 87 million people who are uninsured or underinsured, who already are before these massive cuts that will only make things worse. Today, I want to do 3 things in the time that we've been allotted. I want to share a little bit about why we came, but first I want to have Reverend Dr. Hannah Broome read just off the numbers from the South only.
You see, these clergy are devils. You see what I'm saying? He claiming he there for poor people. He claimed he been working on things for poor people since he been in there, and you still got him. And not only that, you still got it worse. He don't talk about crime going against poor people. And if he did, what has been done since he been in his position as that so-called preacher right there? I don't know this dude well, so I'm not gonna go real into his background, but I have seen him different places creating havoc. He wanted a wheelchair. He went to the movies and he wanted to put his wheelchair in the aisle where, you know, people probably couldn't get around him. And he wanted to block. You can't do that at a movie because if you have an emergency, people got to get out. And you're in the way because you want to see a movie. You could have waited till the movie came out. Till the movie came to your home and you could have watched it from your home. Or paid the extra price to watch it at home when it comes out the following week. You didn't have to go there to obstruct justice. I mean, a way out, exit rows, and all that type of stuff. They have a fire. Your ass is in the way. But anyway, so this guy comes through religion. I hate it when they use religion like that. I hate it when they use spirituality like this. Politics and religion don't even supposed to be together. If you know that Jesus kicked them out. If you believe in that, he kicked them out when they was in the house. Now you got preachers running to the government because the government gives them subsidies. So now they run the church. If the church want to continue and get donations, they have to lie with these politicians. They have to work with them. So that brings evil and harm to the damn, the word is just slipping out of my mouth. The congregation. That gives bad vibes to the corporation, to the congregation, when corporations are funding these folks through the government, these preachers and all these people out here. The other day I heard a preacher giving $1 million back to the church, he gonna write that off. And even if they give it to him, he's still gonna write it off. It don't hurt him either way. But he pretends like he's doing something good. Man, you half your congregation on probably EBT, SNAP. Half your congregation probably work for the federal government. You know what I'm saying? They give you money all the time. And you should help them when they down. But if you help somebody, that should be in the background. You shouldn't be reporting, oh, I gave $1 million back to the church, when you done took 20, 30 million from them. You know what I'm saying? They trying to buy blessings from God. When you give tithe, you're trying to buy a blessing from God. You're not giving to just give. You're giving to receive something. Come on, people. Y'all got to cut this religion shit out, man. It's dead, man. It's dead. It's dead now. It's not real. Because you got a black and a white religion. You can't have that. You either got God or you don't. It shouldn't be no black and white church, but it is. That lets you know it's something wrong with the system. If you got a black and white church, it's something wrong with the system. It's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be one church, one God, one church. If that's how y'all gonna play it, you shouldn't have all these 1,000 different religions, because they can play you like that. You know what I'm saying? They can play you. When you start varying different religions and spirituality stuff, oh yeah, you can play some people. It's a game now. It's not real. It's not real.
South, where we've been holding Moral Mondays in front of senators' offices who voted for this big, deadly, destructive bill, and House members who refuse to meet with the people, clergy, diversity. That when we talk about faith and moral leaders, we're not just talking about black church leaders, we're not just talking about traditional denomination, we're talking about Jewish and Christian and Muslim and people of faith and women and men and diverse groups, predominant black histories, diverse histories, who are coming together because all of our religious traditions remind us that if we don't stand up for the poor, the least of these, the sick and the uninsured, then everything we claim about faith remains suspect, deeply suspect. So I want,
and I'm glad he said that, and he gonna dang it, I messed it up. He gonna tell y'all the real reason. Y'all just wait. Let me get it back over here. I screwed up. Sorry about that, everybody. He gonna tell y'all the real reason that what the reason why they're really there. He gonna get into this. But see, that's what I'm saying. He's naming different diversity groups of religion people. So therefore, they can play everybody. The white people can play the white people. The black people can play the black people. The immigrants, the Muslims, the this or that. Everybody you want to call yourself, you can be played now. Because this is game. Because everybody is split up. And they got one dude or one woman that they listening to, and she can all lead them straight to hell.
them to introduce themselves and say what group they represent, so you know who came today to bring with them impacted people. And then lastly, we have some impacted voices who are the most important voices today. We can't get them all.
I had to pause it for a minute. Let's get back into it.
Remember Congress, so you can hear the pain and see the faces. It's time that we put a face on these numbers. And we want you to know we did ask Mike Johnson for a meeting. He said he was too busy. We said it was interesting because the government shut down. But we're going to keep coming. We'll keep at. We'll do it by Zoom. We'll do it. But we are not prophetic voices for any party. We are prophetic voices for the truth and to stand on the side of the least of these. So if those, first of all, powerful reporting to testify would come, would you come real?
Bishop Brian Thompson, presiding Bishop, Mid-Atlantic Episcopal District, President of the Board of Bishops, AME Zion Church.
And with impacted people, as Jonathan said, he's an evangelical. I am true evangelicalism. Did I?
Reverend Ryan Stess, United Methodist pastor from Louisville, Kentucky.
We come today and these clergy said that they wanted to stand with impacted people. As Jonathan said, he's an evangelical. I am true evangelicalism. Did I miss someone? Starts with good news to the poor. There's no such thing.
See, they play on the poor people. That's what I hate. And it is wrong and it is bad for public view. These people play on y'all, man. Stop voting for them. Stop going to their churches. Let these churches go down. I mean, they do you more harm than good. I've been a better person since I left the church. It's been probably 20, 30 years since I've been to a church. For real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just does you no good to sit up and listen to a man talk about a book that's thousands of years old. They don't even say that Jesus is coming no more. That shit dead. That shit died back in the 80s. They don't even use those terms. The old folks used to tell you Jesus coming back, and you know when I was in elementary. Now that I'm grown, they don't even talk about it no more.
As an evangelicalism that turns its face away from the poor and works more on behalf of the greedy than it does on behalf of those who are in need. We come here today because our faith demands it. Jeremiah 22 says that when we come to the places of power, we're supposed to say to leaders, rescue the people from the oppressor's hand. We're supposed to say, don't do any violence or pass policies that will kill and destroy people's lives. And we are supposed to have good news and welcome for the immigrant. Our text that Jews, Christians, and Muslims honor.
Now, did y'all hear that? Let me bag it up for you. That's the only part I wanted to get to, right there.
Someone starts with to say, don't do any violence or pass policies that will kill and destroy people's lives. And we are supposed to have good news and welcome for the immigrant.
Did y'all hear that? He said, we're supposed to have good news and welcome for the immigrant. I told y'all this is what it's all about. These people will fall on the sword, you know, like cutting yourself. I know it don't sound like I'm saying it right, but they will fall on that sword, on the knife, so that immigrants can get what the American citizens get. They will make sure of that. Why? Because corporations are getting paid. Corporations are dropping dollars for immigrant workers, cheap labor. so they can get this AI stuff going, and then they don't need the people no more. That's all this is about. They trying to get it where they don't need you to be at that job. They'll have AI talking for you. You know how hard it is when you call a place, a corporation, or a company, and they got AI answering the phone, then you try and tell them, hey, this is where I need to go, and it sends you to a totally different location or part of the company, or you're talking to a different person. You know what I mean? Y'all understand that. So that's what they're doing. If they're willing to let people not get a paycheck, to let little children starve, and to use the last line of defense, which is the emergency funds, to feed you just because they don't get their agenda pushed, that's crazy.
Our text that Jews, Christians, and Muslims honor tell us that we must care for the least of these. And the question is not, did we pray? The question is, where were we when people were hungry? Where were we when they were thirsty? Where were we when they were immigrants?
You hear that word again? You heard that word again? Immigrants. Man, that's what this is about. It ain't about health care. It's about getting millions of immigrants health care. I don't give a shit how much it costs. That's what this all about, y'all. The government starving America plan. Put it down. I said it. That's what they doing. This man has mentioned immigrant twice, 3 times. He keeps saying it where y'all can get it. This whole thing's about immigrants. Making sure they taken care of. Make sure the laws are passed to get them they was giving them license. In California, the dudes can't even speak English and got CDLs. Killing folks. Can't even read the construction signs and running up killing folks. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing. Let's look at something else. This is crazy, y'all. Okay. Let's look at something else. Let's see what else these bastards doing. Okay, I got another one. Check out this idiot right here. I was trying to push it back. I guess it's still live.
Resolution were to pass. First, it would throw 15 million Americans off the health care they have because of massive cuts to Medicaid and the ACA. And what studies from Yale and the University of Pennsylvania and elsewhere indicate that when you throw 15 million working class and low income people off the health care they have, 50,000 of them will die unnecessarily every year. So what this legislation is about is whether we vote to allow 50,000.
This bastard worried about 50,000 people when millions are not getting a check. Millions are about to go hungry. And he worried about 50,000 people when millions are going without their paychecks. Millions are not eating or may not eat this month. Why do you let it get this far? Why don't y'all go in there and sign and be like, okay, we got that off our shoulders. American people don't have to worry about it. let's deal with it as congressmen, people. Y'all need to do that. You don't put people's lives in jeopardy so that you can get your agenda pushed. You don't starve American people to get your agenda pushed. American people voted for the Republicans. They're in charge now. Take y'all ass, y'all little 5 Democrats, take your ass in there and vote and let's move past this. Whatever happened, happened. Until you get a black agenda going, until you empower black people, until you get Foundation Black Americans, ain't nothing gonna go good for you, Democrats. Nothing. This dude been in this office, Bernie Sanders, has been in this government thing. Hold on 1 minute, I gotta take a pause. All right, I'm back, y'all. Yeah, this dude been in there since I was a kid. And everything he been trying to do and trying to push for has not happened. And when they asked him about reparations, he had like he didn't know what the hell that was. And black people, y'all still put this crappy ass dude in office. If you're black and you still vote for this guy, he don't know what reparations is, or he pretend he didn't know. Somebody had to tell him. It's cash, baby. Cut the check. We want cash reparations. We want an anti-hate, black hate crime bill. We need that. We need to get that. Because y'all not getting our vote. And let me get off him because he ain't gonna talk about nothing. Let me go to my next deal. Give me 1 second. He ain't talking about nothing. Where is it at? Let's see. Oh, here's y'all favorite congresswoman here. Let's see what she got to say. We got time to put it on. So come on. Nothing is responding. Time I put it on her.
It is clear that the Democrats are fighting for the basic humanity of all Americans. And I think that is why we find ourselves in this very weird situation, because basically the Republicans want to say choose between the two impossible situations. Either people will be able to potentially eat today, but tomorrow they won't. The Republicans want to say choose between the effective messaging. But number 2, it is clear that the Democrats are fighting for the basic humanity of all Americans.
I just wanted y'all to see when you sit a black person in front of a white person, you get the truth. Jason Black taught us that. This lady is clearly lying about the Democrat Party, but this is the party she believes in, and black people have voted her in, and nothing has gotten done. She said in another video, y'all can go back and watch my videos with Jasmine Crockett. She said that black people have already gotten reparations. They got clean water, unsanitized food, different things like that. That was her saying that black people have already gotten reparations. Okay, so that's her black agenda for y'all. But for the immigrants, she praised them. Things can't even turn without the immigrants. On one video I did of her, she said, you can't even, who want to go out there and pick, do the shoveling and all that stuff on the farms? Do anybody here want to do that? black people do it, you pay right. The only reason they doing it because they getting a little better pay than they would in Mexico. And the corporations have already made it great for them without even being documented. If you put Gator benefits you give them to us, yeah, we'll do it too. Free housing, a check every month, on top of food stamps, on top of this, on top of that, EBT cards. Hell, they even give them transportation. An immigrant can come over here and get a car and don't need auto insurance. But the average American need auto insurance, liability at least. Cops can't do shit to them if they got a car and they driving without insurance. Come on, they get better benefits than we do when they get over here. Of course, they'll be out there on them farms. Anyway, I'm done with Jasmine Crockett. Y'all vote for her. Y'all insane. That's all I got to say on that. Anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. Let me try one more here. That's not it. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna get off of this. Everybody telling lies. The Democrats are blaming the Republicans. The Republicans are blaming the Democrats. I mean, hey, it's the government starving America plan. That's what I call it. Somebody has got to do something right now. You shouldn't have let it get this far. Republicans and the Democrats, y'all shouldn't have let it get this far. It shouldn't even get this far. And don't say you're concerned about American citizens because you're not. You don't let shit get this far. You don't let people go without paychecks and say you care about it. Anyway, this is Frank, Everything Black. Thank y'all for joining me. Join us again. I'll see you on the next video. Have a good night and happy Halloween.